And he still wants to bite my camera. Titan, what are you doing? Oh!
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Hey, good morning everybody. Welcome to the vlog. I truly hope the start to your day is amazing. As for me, I just have a lot of busy work today. Not only do I have a bunch of snake and reptile stuff that I have to take care of, and of course my normal grind on the computer, but I also have to shoot a Snake Bites episode. And what is that Snake Bites episode gonna be about, you might ask? It's actually gonna be something that people have asked me all the time about. Where do I get everything that I use? My bedding, my cups, just everything, all my supplies. So I figure it's gonna kind of be like a snake breeder hack video where I'm gonna tell you everything that I get so that if you ever wanna keep snakes or maybe even breed snakes in the future, it's gonna help you out. So hopefully this Snake Bites episode will help you guys out. I think it's just something that, it's not gonna be the most spectacular thing, but I think it's gonna help just if you're ever curious about the way we run things here. And you know, while I'm at it, I'm gonna show off a couple snakes, I'm sure, here and there, including something as beautiful as this is a hypo Brazilian rainbow boa. A lot of people have asked me to show more Brazilian rainbow boas. They're really an amazing animal, and there's a lot of color mutations starting to pop up. There's the T positive, there's the T negative albinos, there's a bunch of pattern mutations. Of course, the hypos are another recessive mutation that have been around a while. Now, the problem with the hypos, and same thing with a few other animals, not all of them, but a few of them, is that they sometimes get a little bit weak. So what happens when you first start producing a mutation, like a hypo Brazilian rainbow boa, there's a saying that says all recessives concentrate. So sometimes when you're concentrating a color morph, or what they call a phenotype, you're sometimes concentrating other genetic weaknesses. So it takes time to just kind of breed them out. The hypos, although they've been around a while, they haven't been bred out a whole lot. So I think maybe 2 or 3 more generations of completely outbred animals, and you're gonna start to see things like the hypos really strengthen up. One of the problems is they grow a lot slower. If you feed them too big of a meal, they like to regurgitate. So believe it or not, this is a 3-year-old animal. Now, typically I'll have my Brazilians this big in 12 to 14 months, but it's taken me 3 years to get this one this size. They just grow a little slower. You have to baby them a little more. So anyways, I just thought I'd share that with you. Since I haven't talked about them recently, I figured I'd give you a little update on the blue-tongued skinks and the blue-tongued skink breeding. So Jessica's working really hard to get pairings paired up. And the hardest part with these guys is, like I said, is just finding the right male that wants to breed the right female.
Is your name Wi-Fi? Because I'm really feeling a connection.
And it just takes time. So we've had quite a few copulations, but we still have some females that haven't been bred yet. So we're hoping that over the next couple weeks that increases a little bit. But we definitely have some females that have been bred, and we can probably start seeing some gravid females anytime now, because they just swell up really big and they kind of slow down on their feeding. And then, you know, not too long after, a few months later, you got little baby blue-tongued skinks. So with any luck here, mid-summer or so, we'll start to have some beautiful little baby skinks. Okay, so this isn't mail time, but this is the package that I was waiting for, which happens to be the Mister. Remember I told you I was really unhappy with the Zoom Ed because they kept breaking? Well, this one is from Reptile Basics, so I'm super excited about this. So let's go ahead and get this thing opened up and see what's in here. I have no idea how to set this up. I can tell you what, this thing's about 10 pounds, whereas the Zoom Ed one was like a pound. So if nothing else, I know it's, if weight has anything to do with quality, we have a much better system here. So, okay, got tons of, this is way more tubing than I'm gonna have. I could set up a misting system next door with this much tubing. So thank you for that. Oops, parts are flying all over the place. Here's the mechanisms, which are really beautiful. I mean, these are really heavy-duty mechanisms for the spraying, which I already love to death. I mean, this isn't just like a little cheesy look at those. I mean, that's heavy-duty right there. And then this is the actual misting system itself right here. And let's see what we got here. All right, there are instructions, which is a bonus, but I'm not gonna read these instructions. Let's see here, we have, again, just more tubing type of stuff, so you can do a lot of splits and different types of things. It looks like we have a extremely heavy-duty power supply, so very heavy-duty power supply. I'm having a pretty good feeling that this is gonna last a little while because this thing is like a brick. We have the actual sprayer itself here. So this is where the tubing hooks in, and so basically this piece here plugs into the power supply here, and that runs this pump, but you have to have a reservoir of water. Obviously this pump sucks the water in and then sprays it out. So awesome, this is great, this is fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out how to set this up on the cage. So although you do have to assemble this one, whereas when you buy like a Zoom Ed product, you just plug it in, but it really doesn't seem to be very difficult. I mean, basically what happens is you have water in and water out tubes. So you could either, we're going to use a reservoir, but you could actually hook it right up to a water supply line, much like you would do a refrigerator. So basically all you do is you just pop these yellow things out here, which are just really placement things. Then you just basically take this little black piece that comes with it, and it actually, you can insert the tube in like this, and as you push it in, it actually sticks. You can't pull it out. And then you do the exact same thing with this here. You just basically push it in, and now it's stuck. So now you have, again, you have the intake here that you can put this tube into a water reservoir, and you can see there's tons of space, so you could have the reservoir 10 feet away if you want. And then you have this here that actually is going to feed the misting system in Karma's cage. Then we'll take this and we'll put this into Karma's cage, and you can actually, you know, put it right on top of the screen, and then you can adjust these sprayers to wherever you want the sprayers, and then ultimately you just hook this piece to this, and then this to the outline, and basically that's it.
Of an instrument that would not only supply inverse reactive current for use in unilateral phase detractors.
So, and then of course you just want to put this on a timer. So however, you know, if you wanted to go off once an hour or once every 2 hours or whatever. So seems pretty simple. Again, a little more complicated than just taking it out of a box and putting it on the cage, but actually I think this is going to work out really well. All right, so next I just want to make a hole in the top of the screen, not too big, and that's going to be for the actual mister. So you want a hole that's going to be big enough for it to pop through, but not so big that you can't screw it on. So again, just I'm going to make a hole right here. About that like that. Now I can adjust the misters however I want, and I want to just make sure that Karma can climb up and drink from them, but also I want him to get down on the plants so that Karma has reservoir down there as well. So we'll adjust those as time goes on and just see how they work, but then that's basically it. And then now all I have to do is hook this one up to the outtake on this one and put up the reservoir, and then I just have to plug it in, put a timer on it, and we'll see how it works. One of the things you might notice too is that it's black tubing. So that basically, you know, like whereas the Zoom Ed is clear tubing. So what happens with clear tubing and light is that it can create algae, and the more algae, the more possibility for things to get backed up. When you've got things like sprayers that have relatively small intakes, once that algae gets plugged up in there, it doesn't flow well. If you go with black tubing, it reduces any light that gets in there, and it reduces any potential for algae and clogging things.
Oh my God, I'm so constipated.
So, well thought out system so far. I'm really liking it. Okay, I have everything set up. I have a timer, I have the power plugged in, I have a reservoir here that's sucking up into the pump, and I have the sprayers positioned for now. Again, I'll adjust them later. So now all we have to do is turn it on and hope it works. So let's see what happens. And look at that, spraying like a bee. And I tell you what, the spray on these is way better. It's much more like a mist than, you know, the Zoom Ed was more of a stream. This is absolutely perfect. And again, I can adjust these two wherever I want them to go. But right now, I think this is going to be perfect for Karma. So I tell you what, my initial opinion is, we'll see what happens over the next couple days, but my initial opinion is this system rocks. And it's only about $115 for this system, which is about, I think, almost the exact same price as the Zoom Ed that only lasted about a month and a half and was really kind of cheesy, to be honest with you. Again, I love Zoom Ed. I'm not trying to bash them. I'm just saying that product didn't work for me whatsoever. This product is absolutely incredible, and Karma is gonna love it. Oh, and speaking of Karma, Karma's been hanging out right here on the door while I've been fixing his cage. So anyways, there you go, your comprehensive review of the Reptile Basics misting system. Thumbs up. Okay, ladies, I got a question for Andrea and Kelsey. Reptiles Magazine asked you to be on the cover of their magazine. What snake would you pose with, or what reptile?
I have a real soft spot for Titan. I like to show them off.
Titan?
Yeah. That carpet.
The jungle?
Yeah.
The pretty one? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see him. All right, guys, this is our mock magazine shoot here. And look at Kelsey's been working with Titan a lot. He's a little bit touchy when you first take him.
He's doing a lot better, though.
But so this would be Kelsey's magazine cover with that snake right there. Titan is impressive, and he still wants to bite my camera. Titan, what are you doing? Oh! I knew that was gonna happen.
My sassy boy.
Well, at least the photo shoot would be exciting because it would, you know, there'd be blood involved, which is always good for stuff. And then guys, down below, I want to hear from you guys what animal you would, if you had a choice of any animal that you had, and you're gonna do a photo shoot, and you're gonna have, it's gonna be on the cover of a magazine, what animal would it be? We already know that Kelsey's got Titan over here, which is fine. He's a little sassy monkey. And then you've got the carpet python. This is the jungle carpet python I showed you guys a couple days ago that's gravid now. And that is a gorgeous animal. I gotta admit, I mean, that's a pretty animal. All right, guys, tell me what you think. Tell me if Kelsey and Andrea made the right choices and which animal you would want to see somebody on the cover of a magazine. We're not gonna be on the cover of any magazines unless we make our own magazine, which we're not gonna do. Although I have been on the cover of a couple magazines. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Thumbs up for Andrea, thumbs up for Kelsey, and let me know what you guys would do. You know, can we have a chat for a minute? You know, I'm in this spot where I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen over the next month or so. I've got a lot of projects in the works. I mean, a lot of, not only snake projects, but all kinds of other things, which is good because that's the way I like to keep things. I like to keep things busy. I like to always be, I always say that I perform the best when I'm at my highest stress level, if that makes any sense. Maybe I need to push myself. I'm not 100% sure. You know, the travel is what's kind of concerning me a little bit, and I wanted to talk to you about it and get your advice. Let me know in the comments what you think about what I'm about to tell you. I have coming up, I'm going to be heading down to the St. Louis area on some business. Then I have to head out to California later this month just to return and be back a day or two, and then head down to Orlando for Playlist Live, the YouTube convention. And then if I accept the invite that I just was given to Indonesia, I would only be home 1, maybe 2 days, and then I'd get on a plane and I would go to Indonesia for 10 days or so. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, Indonesia sounds amazing. We'd be at Jakarta. There's a big reptile show. That's who invited me, so I would be down there hanging out at the reptile show. We head over to Bali, which is a beautiful place, do some animal stuff over there, and then head over to the Komodo Islands to check out the Komodo dragons and just see the wildlife. So this sounds, it's an adventure. It's a trip of a lifetime. I've always wanted to do the Komodos, and this is my opportunity. The problem is that, man, that's a lot of travel in the next month. I mean, I basically won't be home for the next 6 weeks almost if I take all these opportunities. Not to mention I still have to get out to New York, I still have to get down to Texas, I still have a bunch of other things going on this summer. So my question to you guys is that, you know, and I feel kind of bad even asking because I'm sure you guys are like, oh my God, who wouldn't go to Indonesia? Who wouldn't do this? Who wouldn't? Of course, these are amazing things and I want to do them all and I want to bring you guys along. As a matter of fact, the first question I asked my Indonesian guys are, what's the connectivity? I need to daily vlog. And they assured me that I'd be able to continue to upload. So that would be great. I'd be able to take you guys along. Maybe when we're in the bush in Komodo, we might be a day lag or something, but we'd be able to bring you guys along. So my question to you guys is, should I go for it? I mean, I'm a little concerned leaving the collection behind and the zoo thing that I'm trying to get going and all these other things. So it puts some things on hold, but at the same time, it's pretty amazing, right? So tell me, I need advice from you guys. Should I go on all these trips? Should I go on just some of these trips? Which trips would you go on? I kind of got to go on all of them, except Indo is optional, but that's the incredible trip, right? So anyways, let me know what you guys think. I need your advice. I need to know what you guys think I should do. Thank you. Oh, and just a little update. I absolutely love this misting system. I mean, the amount of water and mist that comes out really increases the humidity, gets all the plants tremendously wet so that Karma can walk around and just drink and drink and drink. This is 10 times better than the other mister that I was using, and it's really the same price. So big thumbs up to Reptile Basics for this awesome mister. And by the way, they didn't pay me. This isn't an endorsement. I actually bought this. I didn't get it for free or anything, so I'm just telling you guys the truth. So that's about it, guys. I started work at about 7 o'clock this morning, and it is coming up on 9 o'clock right now, which is a pretty typical day for me, quite frankly. I mean, I try to take breaks every now and then. As a matter of fact, in the summertime, one of the things that me and Lori really tried to do last summer was take like maybe a half hour or an hour in the middle of the day and just do something fun, whether it was walk the dogs, go on a hike, you know, hit some golf balls, you know, whatever the case may be. So hopefully we'll get back to that this summer now that we can be outside more, because you guys probably know this about me. I'm not an outside guy during the winter. I don't like the cold, and I have no interest in doing snowy type of stuff. I work a lot, but you know, listen, I don't ever really think of the things I do as work because I love them so much. You know, basically I'll even go home and I'll do some work until I go to sleep. That's what I do. I wake up and I kind of do things until I go to bed. So I don't like to sit idle, you know, I really don't. But you know, regardless, I'm not complaining because this is what I like to do. I love my life and it's awesome. Speaking of that, I hope you guys have an awesome day. I hope that everything that you hoped today was gonna be was awesome, and that tomorrow will even be more awesome. And I hope that you'll join me for another awesome day tomorrow. Do me a favor and smash that like button and hit that notification bell. Yeah, that's right, that bell right there. Hit that for me and make sure to be kind to somebody today. I promise. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow.